Asia, and you're tuned into Young, Saved, and Celibate Uncensored Edition, where I give you the real, uncut, unedited version of what it's like to be young, saved, and celibate in the 21st century. Now, the last video I made was shortly after my first year celibacy anniversary, and I know I've been ghost for a while, but the reason is because I went through a state of depression. I already knew that I was going through depression, but just to confirm it, I told my therapist, like, I think that I'm going through depression. So we took in a depression assessment, and when I took my assessment, my results came back that I was severely, I was moderately and borderline severely depressed. I already knew this because I know myself. I'm very self-reflective. I know how I'm feeling, when I'm feeling it. It's really easy for me to pinpoint it, but this assessment helped me it already confirmed what I already knew, to be honest. I want to start off by saying that depression looks different for everyone. Now, my depression, a lot of the things that I couldn't sleep is that I could not sleep, I could not eat. And if you know me, I love to sleep and I love to eat, both of those things heavy. So I could not sleep, I could not eat, and then one day I was in bed and I couldn't get out of bed at all, and I had stuff to do. Like I had homework to do, I had things I needed to do. I could not get out, and one of the biggest things that I did when I was depressed was go out. I went out with my friends every night. I'm talking about Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Every night I was somewhere, brunch, bowling, sleepovers, wherever it was. And the reason behind that is because I didn't want to face what I was going through. So I tried to have as much fun as possible so I didn't have to think about those things. And in addition to, I wanted to tire myself out. Like, when you take a kid to a park so they can tire themselves out, I was trying to tire myself out so that I didn't have to come home and think about where I was. So, where I was mentally and emotionally. So also my friends were like a really big help for me during this time. My best friend, he would come and drive in front of my house, and I would go downstairs and sleep in his car for a couple of hours because he knew I couldn't sleep, and then I would come back upstairs when it was time for him to go to sleep. My other friend, I would call her on the phone on FaceTime, and she would stay with me on the phone or just talk to me until I was able to fall asleep. My other friend stayed with me for a few days. She came and spent the night and things like that. She took me out so that I could feel better, and loads of other people that I spoke to who offered praise to me, who called to check on me. Church, I was in church and I was tarrying on the ground crying. No, but seriously. And so one of the main things that got me out of depression is going to my therapist. Going to my therapist, basically, she helped me realize that I prayed for this. And I said, prayed? It was true. I prayed for it. So she was asking me a series of questions, and I came to the realization that all of this was happening. The depression was happening, the way that the relationship was ending, the pain, the hurt, the actions of people I loved, all of that was something that I prayed for. And let me explain why. I prayed for it because at the end of my relationship, when we were getting to the best point of our relationship, everything was solid, it was going great. I prayed to God and I said, God, I need you to show me if this is the person for me. And it was more detailed. I might have talked about this in one of my other videos. And the answer was no. And then I was just like, all right. By the next week, the relationship was done, broken up. It was terrible. We was arguing every day, whatever. So then some time had passed, and during that time, I still had this person in my heart. I was still thinking about them, and eventually they came back into my life. And I said, and it seemed much better. We weren't arguing anymore. A lot of the issues that we had seemed to be smoothed over. We talked about a lot of stuff. We came to an agreement, and I was like, oh, so maybe it wasn't a no. Maybe it was a not right now. That's what I said to myself. So in that week that we got back together, we were talking, everything was going well. I prayed to God and I said, God, again, if this is not for me, I said these words, I need you to show me. But then I said, which is why I should have never said, but I said, God, if this relationship is not for me, I need you to wreck it. Wreck it. Like Wreck-It Ralph. I need you to wreck it. And so those are the words I should have said, because that's why I was in depression and I was hurt and on the ground and all of that stuff. So at that point, we started having little disagreements, little arguments. And I was like, God, went back to God. God, I said wreck it. This ain't, look at me. Pray. Anyways, I said, God, this ain't, I need you to wreck it. And so if this is not for me, I need you to wreck it. So by the end of that week, we had a bigger argument and we stopped talking. Now, in the past, we had stopped talking, date again, whatever. So I know now, reflecting on it, in that argument, I would have been willing to try again. The reason why it had to end in such a severe way, a way that impacted me, that kind of like hit me, like it hurt me. Like it really, really hurt me. The reason why it had to end that way is because I needed something that was going to be like, it's done. It's a no. You didn't get the little clues before. You didn't appreciate the little answers before. And you asked me to wreck it. So what I did was wreck it. And once my therapist helped me to realize that this was something that I prayed for, it changed my perspective on everything. And from there, I started to get better. Now, I wanted to make this video really to show you that my YouTube video, I take my own advice. Like, I'm not perfect. And so my YouTube videos helped me to get past that stage of, I was able to start sleeping better, I was able to start eating better. One of the videos that helped me the most was godly conversations, because when I was low, when I couldn't eat, when I could not sleep, I would pray like, God, I have no strength. If you take another blow at me, if anything else in life happens right now, I don't know what I might do. If you don't come and save me right now, I'm going to do something terrible. God, I would, to the point that I didn't even want to hear worship music. It was annoying me because it wasn't tailored to how I was feeling. It was not making me feel better, when usually worship music puts me in a zone. And I was driving my car with the music turned off because I did not want to hear it. And I would pray, and I would cry, and I would pray in my car. I probably look crazy. And I would say, God, why is this happening? God, this hurts so much. And I would literally cry out to God, giving him my honest opinions. Why do I have to be the one that's left behind all of the time? I am tired. I am tired of being kind. I don't want to be kind. Like, I would say the most real and honest prayer to God, like, and then get up and go out and go out with my friends and stuff. It comes to a point where I didn't even want to lie no more. People would ask me like, you all right? No. I'm going through like, not everybody, but like a lot of my close friends, I didn't want to pretend. I didn't want to. Please don't tell me anything about that person. Please don't tell me what they posted. I don't want to know. I don't want to know, please. And so it came to a point that I wanted to make YouTube videos. I had ideas for YouTube videos. I even wrote out like YouTube videos for me to write, as I usually do when I prepare, but I literally had I could not pour from an empty cup. So that is part of the reason that I've been ghost. And even when I was getting better, and I am still dealing with it and still getting through it. I am not 100% over it, and I will not sit here and lie to you. Period. I'm not going to. So at a point where I started to get better, I was sleeping, I was eating, I could go, I still had my joy. People would compliment me like, oh, you are glowing, you're so happy. And it was true. The joy of the Lord really did help me. But where was I going with this? I forgot. So I'll start talking about something else. Oh yeah, so my YouTube videos, it helps me, and I was able to talk out, whatever. Now, another YouTube video helped me was 3 tips for celibate singles. The video I talk about loneliness. Now, I wasn't alone, but as a celibate person, I don't want to take comfort in somebody else. So the first step that I did, which is what I said, is that you have to find a distraction. I was being distracted, going out, hanging out with my friends, doing all that stuff. I could not sit through the pain. At one point in this journey, something happened. Oh, that's what I was saying. Like, every time I would come try to make a video, something would happen, or I would find something out, or somebody would come tell me something. It would ruin my mood, and I'd be like, I can't do it again. So at this one point, something happened. I wrote my friend like, you trying to go out? You trying to hang out? Let's go somewhere. Let's go get some food. And she was like, yeah, let's go. And I really sat there. I said, Tanisha, you have to stop doing this. And I texted her, I'm like, would you be mad if I flopped? I know I'm the one who just asked you 5 minutes ago to go out, but would you be mad if I flopped? I think I need to just go through this. I think I need to go at home. And so when I was strong enough, I started off with distraction, like I advised. Then when I was strong enough, I actually had to sit through it. And now I'm getting to a point where I'm sitting through it, but 3, I'm now starting to go through, I'm getting to the level where I can go through it with God, where I can speak to God and speak about it. And to be completely honest, another reason why I haven't been able to make videos is because I wear my emotions on my sleeve. It's very, very clear. I don't know how to hide it. Like, if I'm mad, you're gonna know I'm mad. And if you did something to offend me, you're gonna know. And it's just how I am. So I couldn't come here and make a video and be like, oh, celibacy and single. And because my honest truth about it is that I feel like this relationship took so much from me, in the sense that before I was in this relationship, I was single insecure. I was in my singleness. I was thriving. I was so in tune with my purpose and my celibacy. And right now I'm in a state of regret. Like, how can I get that back? I feel like I moved backwards a lot of steps. And I'm like, how can I get that back? I wish this relationship never happened. That's how I feel. And I know that the things that I'm going through right now in this season of my life, when I look back on it, it's going to make me stronger, and I'm going to have lessons and all of that stuff. But part of the reason why it's hard for me to make these videos is because usually when I make videos, I've already went through it. I already learned the lesson. I already understand why that happens. Right now I'm in a stage where I don't really know why it's happening. And to be completely honest, I'm very wary about saying this on this channel, because I know that there's so many people who look to me to be like, celibacy, oh, it can work. I see her do it. And I don't want to discourage anyone. But right now I'm just like, God, what is this all for? I lost like my passion or my desire to do it. And not saying that I want to go around and have sex with people, because I don't feel the desire to have sex with anyone. But I want my purpose back. I want a reminder. But I keep saying, I pray to God too. I'm like, can you give me a reminder? But I don't want to fail to get the reminder. And I know that I already experienced failure because I went somewhere where God told me not to go. And he told me very subtly in the beginning, and I kept just making my own excuses for why I needed to why I was ready to be in the relationship, why I needed to be in this relationship, where God told me, no, you need to sit in this singleness and pour from here. And I didn't do that, and now I have to face the consequences of it. And so I do feel myself, I am already better, but I do feel myself growing and evolving and learning more about myself. But right now, I'm struggling to hold on to the desire for marriage, the desire for that love exists. I'm struggling right now to get my passion back about celibacy. And so that's where I've been. But I feel like I came to a point where I said at some point, the video has to get done. The channel has to get done. And even me being transparent in these moments, I know that somebody out there can be reached or be helped by it. Or somebody somewhere. We're all human. We are all human, and we're all going through things. So I'm looking forward to the day where I get my passion back, where I get my hope back. Right now, I'm just trying to focus on making it. Literally making it. I want to be happy. I want to be enjoy. I want to be enjoy or add joy. I want to have joy. I want to have peace. And that's the things that I've been experiencing. And little by little, I'm getting my strength back. But I think the biggest thing for me right now is to love on myself, to get closer and draw nearer to God, which I've been struggling with lately. And when I do all of those things, I'll be able to get back what I lost, or I'll be able to get back to that point where I am single and I am secure and I'm fully healed. I'm in a process of healing right now. So yeah, I would love to answer any questions for anybody who's ever been through depression. I do want to plug therapy, and I want to plug therapy and say go to therapy, psychologytoday.com. And what I love about psychologytoday.com is that you can put in all the filters for the kind of therapist you want. So I have a Black woman Christian therapist, and they take my insurance, and I love her, and we pray together, and we do all that. She really helps me. She asks me the things that I don't want to be asked. And so I really want to plug therapy for everyone. I want you to know that if you are going through depression, it doesn't mean that you're clinically depressed. And even if you are clinically depressed and you need medication and stuff like that, be kind to yourself. Life is a journey, and things don't come easily. And what I will say is that 2 people in the Bible who God has been placing in my heart lately is Joseph, because Joseph went through all of these things, and at all times God was with him. And I know that even through this breakup, even through all of the other stuff that I've been experiencing on a personal life level, that God is always still with me, and he reminds me of that. 2, John the Baptist is somebody that God has been placing on my heart, because he walked in his purpose and he was still beheaded. And sometimes when you walk with the Lord, there's always going to be trials and tribulations that come. And so even though it's hard to take comfort in that, it just lets you know that God gave you the vision for a reason. He gave you the purpose for a reason. He gave you the desire for a reason. And even if you're not sure, even if the waves around you are coming, like are going crazy, you were built for a time as this, and you can be strong. And lastly, something that God has been encouraging me with, my Bible verse for the year, so my vision board, is in John, and it talks about God being the vine, and he like trims anything that's not like him. I don't know the exact verse right now, but you can find it. Just put the vine, and he cuts off things to produce fruit, cuts off things that are not like him to produce fruit, and trims the stuff that is like him so that it can produce even more fruit. And I don't know why I put that on my thing, and I didn't know why that felt like it was going to be something easy, but I do feel God trimming me and shaping me and molding me. So even though it hurts, I'm getting through it, and I will come out on the other side, and I will have my vision and my purpose and my passion. It will all come back to me, but I wanted to be completely honest about what I was doing. And so that's where I am in my journey. The next video I'm going to make is going to be about self-care and self-love, and how I use that during this depression, this stage of depression. I love you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. Follow me on Instagram, talk to me in the comments. Sorry I had to wait so long, but this is what it is. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time.